here. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning?
Good morning. Doing good. Thank you.
Doing well over here.
Perfect. I see. Got a couple people in here. Anybody got any listings coming up that they'd like to talk about, or any buyers that they're searching for something specific?
I've got, if anyone's interested in a place in South Minneapolis, it's a really good spot. It's right by the river. It was for sale. I've got it kind of temporarily on hold right now, but that'll be going back on. She's just doing some painting and stuff. So it's a perfect location, a little dated. And I've got a development up for sale in Ham Lake. So if anyone's looking to build up in Ham Lake, there's some pretty nice lots up there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got
Andrew, who broke down that development? Did the developer do it and then you're listing the lots for him?
Yeah. Yep. I think he basically bought a farm property, built a model home, and then subdivided the lots.
Is he a builder then?
He's a builder, yeah.
I see. We've had some of that stuff fall in my lap lately since I started building these houses.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But I don't know. It seems like a big deal. What's that?
He's not. I don't think he's a big deal. Yeah, I think he's just kind of does it on the side a little bit. It's been pretty interesting because I've been kind of on the outskirts of the overall process of how it works. So,
what's the overall house price? Like, are they 550s or?
Yeah. So he's got a model home. I think it's at 550 right now. Lots are all like 1.5 acres plus. I think he's trying to sell them for like 190-ish. Well, we'll see. We haven't sold it yet, so we'll see.
Okay. Let's see.
Everything in the city, though, I mean, just from what I'm experiencing with buyers, I mean, any nice home priced correctly in, the cities or like the Maple Grove, western suburb area is just still flying with multiple offers.
Yeah,
I'm noticing that too.
I've got a couple of cash buyers putting in strong offers, and we're not winning them. So
Even with the cash offers?
Even with the cash offers, yeah, they're not. Yeah, I mean, I had one, and that's kind of an exception, but it does show the market's still strong. I think they said they had 17 offers on it, which is just tough.
Oh, wow.
And then we just sold one in St. Louis Park that had, I think, 5 offers.
Nice.
And actually, the appraisal didn't come back, so it sold for well above what anything has sold there in the past.
Yeah, everybody's looking for that first time home buyer range and then the single level living. I'm down south here and that's what everybody's looking for down here. I've
Yeah.
got
Yep.
multiple clients looking for the same things.
Yep. So the only other thing I was going to mention to the group that I've done, and I'm trying to get my buyers to do it. One, to make sure that they're definitely serious and I'm spending my time where I should be, but also because more importantly, it makes their offer much stronger. Is have their file go through underwriting first, so the offer stronger, and I can sell the fact that their loan is officially through underwriting and it was in kind of a casual pre-approval.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if anybody wanted to mention things to put in an offer that make it stronger. So that's perfect. I mean,
Yeah, I
full
was
underwritten approval is way better.
Yeah, the lender that I use, I mean, you can call it, they call it the platinum approval. So, call it what you want, but basically it's just it going through full underwriting first, which certainly helps. And then obviously I always include the lender, they follow up right away. Again, just to put the seller's ease at mind a little bit. Naturally, when the buyer's okay with it, we're waiving inspections. Not everyone's okay with that, but and money talks.
Yeah, waiving the inspection is kind of dicey. I mean, it is what it is. People waive it.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of problems after about a year with that stuff.
Yeah. I always tell them I have to. I always recommend that they do one. But some are willing to waive it. I certainly don't encourage it.
Are most sellers actually looking to buy their own home as well? So maybe that days of occupancy or a rent back period may sweeten up an offer as well.
Well, that's not something that's really advised for people to do because then you run into tenancy problems. But it's it's definitely an approach. It can just get complicated.
Yeah.
We do have that same lender that I use has that buy now, sell later program, which essentially is I don't know, Randy can probably speak to it better than I can, but they're basically just floating them money until they sell their home. So there's costs associated with it, but allows them to put an offer in on a home, not contingent on the sale of their home, which is big.
Yeah, that's perfect example of something that's better than somebody leasing back their house. That's why they came up with that program.
Would your lender be interested in doing like an event, like a networking event, Andy?
Yeah, they'd be they'd love to. I think actually the lender, there's two of them, but the one works actually with a lot of the NRG agents. So I think a lot of the agents would be familiar with them too, but I think they'd be happy to.
Yeah, if you want to send me their information, I can see and get them on the roll call for some of the events that we have coming up.
Yeah. I think that the two big ones that I've been using, well, the one is this whole platinum approval, which I really like. I mean, it's the buyer's got to do it anyway. Again, it makes sure that they're definitely serious, and then they're all for stronger. And then where it makes sense and where it fits is the buy now, sell later program, because in a competitive market, no one's going to accept an offer if it's contingent on the sale of somebody's house. So that's the only way they can really get into the game.
And that's probably the least liability that way on anybody because they're buying the house either way. And that way you're just basically giving them a written statement right away.
Yeah.
And I did text or type my email in the chat if you want to send me those referrals there, Andy.
I see it. I'm on it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Do you have any other specific items that you're going to talk about today?
No, I don't have any specific items. Just
Kind of a
seeing,
round table.
yeah. If anybody else has any other listings coming up, I see we had Lori and Vicky join.
Do you guys think like 9 o'clock's a little too early for these things? I don't know if people are still getting their kids off out of school and stuff. Everybody's muted, so nobody can respond. But
Yeah, I don't know. That's literally what I just did. I just dropped my kids off and came home and jumped on. I don't know what worked for the group, worked for me. I don't know what works for the rest.
Yeah. I think 9 a.m. is okay. I'm fine with 9 or 10 a.m. It's just I don't want to be more towards the middle of the day because then people start getting busy and everything. But I mean, we can maybe try 10, see if we have a better turnout. Anybody else have any input?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only thing. That's my only thought is that once it gets later in the day, you're more inclined to get pulled away from something else, right? A phone call, showing, etc.
yeah, everybody calls me at like 3:58 or 4:58, trying to wrap things up before the end of the day. So what do you got on the table for Francis's party, Amy, in May?
We're gonna be getting a networking social event together for that third week of May when Francis will be here in the States, so everybody can kind of get a face-to-face and meet Francis, and we can all get together and do hopefully with it being that third week of May, maybe we could do like an outdoor picnic so that way if people do need to have their kids or whatnot, we can have like a playground close by, and that way they can go play on the playground and we can still have a networking event and still get to meet Francis.
God, the weather gets dicey. I was thinking about a boat on the river. We haven't done that for like 8 years. But
Yeah, they have those
there's a
charters.
little boat that cruises around by
take-
the U of M for like a couple hours.
There's
And
the one on
we could go down.
Excelsior too.
Yeah, it's just so far west.
Yeah.
Let's see, what day is this? This is March. You know, I don't know who's that lender, Andrew. It doesn't matter if you tell us who it is. I don't.
Do you know Pedro Maldonado? Some people might know.
What company?
They just switched. Let me look here real quick. Hold on.
Okay, so what I was gonna do, I think everybody, if anybody's thinking about it, like Thomas Jusela was going to offer to have a crew of people go through anybody that has a Chime account. So if you guys don't have a Chime account, you might consider maybe seeing if your loan officer is willing to try to go through your database and get people approved in a light manner that represents you. You know, because a lot of times I see agents just, okay, I'll get to it. And all of a sudden it's May and they hear that their friend just bought a house or their relative from somebody else. So I'm about to get him cracking on all the leads that I have in my database and his team, just to call people up and say, you know, we saw you in here and we're wondering if you're thinking of buying this year, and asking them to get pre-approved. So I just say that it's, you know, even though the snow's out there and there's all this ice and stuff, I think the market's going to warm up. So if anybody considers doing any prospecting, it's probably time to get started.
Yeah, that house we sold in St. Louis Park. Yeah, I did an open house, and there were a lot of people that came through, but a lot felt more than normal that a lot were first-time home buyers that just started looking. So
I'm having a lot of first-time home buyers as well.
Why do these home buyers come in the market when the rates are up?
I think because they're either in a spot or they're like, oh, maybe we should have done that last year when the rates were so low.
Yeah.
I have a lot of early 20s, so a lot of first-time home buyers and their parents that I'm working with.
You know, I have a company doing some social media marketing for me now that I hired last week. But I don't know if any of you guys get this. I don't know. You know, this isn't the end of the world, social marketing, but it does everything. I just there's a Bebo tea company that keeps having these flash sales, and they'll give people lifetime posts that are created for like $100. Has anybody seen that?
Mm-mm.
I get them. Now, I kind of thought it was a good deal because I've compared companies that will create content for people for a monthly fee. And then this company offers like a year of content. And then, you know, if somebody wants to pay them one time $99, they'll give them a lifetime subscription to this thing. So I don't know if anybody's ever tried to create, you know, or wondered about subscribing to those places. They're like, well, I don't want to pay $50 a month. Maybe I can post the link. But I do know that if they maybe send an inquiry and get an email in their system and they start emailing, every now and then they'll have a flash sale and it'll be like half off, especially Black Friday and stuff like that. So I don't know why I didn't do it, but I know that I could have probably had like lifetime content created for me for like $50 during Black Friday.
Nice.
But right now I got a professional company that's going to organize or recreate the content every week. Yeah, I'll just put a link here in case anybody has an interest in that. I like it. You know, other companies want $30 to $200 a month to do it for you.
Yeah, this one you can get all in one shot.
It might not be the best, but it's something instead of nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, Randy. It's headed
Thanks.
in the right direction and the price is right. And
Yeah.
I hope you follow up with us, old timers, and let us know how that works for you. Does anybody know what bonsai is? BONZI?
I have never heard of it.
It's a marketing tool that a lot of mortgage people use. And Dr. Liz and I have a meeting with a lender that uses that, and we're going to try to collaborate on our doctor leads. We have 1,000 doctors that we're working with right now, and Liz and I are going to initially do the pilot project ourselves, and then we're going to ask if any agents would like to come to a little meeting to see if they're interested in joining a team to work those leads. They're upper end leads. It's a 357 mortgage with no PMI and no down payment for the front runners for medical. They have to have a PhD. It's a very exciting project, and we're hoping that we have a great return on it. But we're just in the initial stages. I wasn't going to mention it, but we're going to meet on this bonsai idea, and I think it would be a great idea for a lot of our agents. And it's similar to what Randy's talking about. You know, it's like a platform that I think they do capturing, funneling, approvals, all sorts of things. I'll know a whole lot more when we have our meeting this afternoon.
Well, if your mortgage person does it, then an agent could probably team up with them and have it done for, right? The mortgage company pays for the service and the agent can team up with their database.
Yes, that's my understanding, but I need to get that confirmed. But it's very exciting because the price is right if they do sponsor the platform, and we collaborate with them. They get the mortgage, we get the sale, and Randy gets his admin fee.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that in 20 years, like I've had a hard time committing to one mortgage person, and I've always kind of wanted to be flexible, but it's really been to my demise because once you finally find a loan officer that will co-op and share tools, I mean, at least it gets the ball rolling on a campaign. And if anybody, you know, is kind of feels the same way, like, well, I don't know this guy and that guy and that guy, they're all over, I'll just wait until I have a deal or something and decide who. Well, I mean, the sooner you can take advantage of what they're offering, right? So maybe mortgage officers, loan officers don't have enough deals to give them to you, right? Things start with real estate and work their way to mortgage and title. a lot of them do prospect though. And so taking advantage when a loan officer says, look, I got a system, we'll split the cost. I mean, at least it's something to get the ball rolling. Otherwise, you just like another year goes by, and I feel like it's missed sales. So I just engaged with My City Mortgage on something because they actually sent out a contract and came up with an offer. I'm going to see how it pans out, but I'm like, look, if you guys are going to run through my database and call and get people pre-approved so the agents can show them, fine, go ahead. I'm not going to sit around and wait another 3 years to try to make up my mind, you know?
I think
So
that's
I
a
don't know
great
who's,
idea. In the marketplace today, I think trying to find alliances, the ball game has changed. We're not going back to the old world we knew. And we're in very volatile times with banks being closed. And I don't even turn on the news anymore because I don't want it to influence my day. But I think that we've got some really good loan officers out there that are anxious for loyal agents to give them business and collaborate. I had a very good connection with Wells Fargo for many years, and I hardly had to go outside Wells Fargo. Most of the business was from agents or from people that worked at Wells Fargo. They were just funneled right to me because I had a great relationship. But guess what? My loan officer retired, moved to the villages in Florida. She's been begging me to quit working and come down there. And I'm not in a position to do that. My husband recently died. I want to stay here and have a place in Florida. And Randy, do we have some good stuff going in Florida now? Do we have an office?
well,
What's going
we're
on?
set up in the Naples MLS, but Jeff down there is really not very active. He's kind of more of an idea guy that got his license so we could open. So the level of support's really not there. I think there's 3 agents in that area, but there's just not much going on. We don't have a real leader in the area. So
Well,
anybody can go get licensed there, but that's the thing, you know, we're here. Like I remember one time I wanted to go out to Seattle and the company 25 years ago, the corporate was
Yes,
like, well, you live here.
I remember that. I remember that. We're all excited about you doing that. And I remember, Castonguay, Paul's son that owns MLS Realty. He was going to do that too. And for some reason, Seattle is not the right place to do that. They don't like foreigners coming in.
Well, I don't know about that, but you know, anywhere you go, like every time we go to Duluth, all these other markets, we got people there now in St. Cloud and stuff. And over years, when I go into another market, it's like it's not our backyard and it's always kind of weak, you know? So you just have to find the right person to be there to answer questions for people. And I don't live there. I don't know the law. So I can't be a broker in every state. It's just not mentally possible. But
well, I have been doing some marketing in Florida with a gal that worked for Waterfront. She was number 3 in the company and did multi-million-dollar deals all day long. I gave her $21 million worth of hot leads in December, and in January I gave her 9 million. And she called and she said, you know, both my husband and I had COVID, then we got that virus. She said, I'm so worn down. And she said, I have a multi-million-dollar business right now. And she said, I'm sorry, Lynn, I'm going to have to withdraw from your campaign for a while until I really get up to snuff and better. And I apologized to her because I had planned on going down there and getting my license. And my husband got really sick. The last 3 months have been really awful, and he did die. So I told her that, and she said, why don't we just put this on hold until we're both in better shape? So I've been trying to find somebody else down there. If anybody knows, I mean, they have to have some pretty good experience as an agent and have done some probate work, because these are all my probate leads. And why they're hot is the people are already dead. The petitions have been filed, and I'm looking for agents that can pick up the ball. And I will not be in a position to go down till next winter at least.
You're a licensed real estate agent in Minnesota. That means you can receive a referral fee from any other agent in the country as long as you sign an agreement. If you go online right now, you can definitely find top agents down in Florida. There's 100,000 across the state, and you can find an agent that can work your leads. So I wouldn't sit around, you know, Eric Barber used to be here, and bless him, he fell off a boat on Lake Minnetonka 10 years ago and passed away. something happened, a bad accident. But that guy used to fly down to Florida and fly back up here, and he sold about 30 homes a year. And he'd go stay down there at a place, he'd stay up here at a place. So unless somebody's in a position to go flying back and forth and all that stuff, I'd say, focus in your backyard, where there's local business that you can handle. And then, he was a unique individual, you know what I mean? Florida's, is it 1,200 miles or something? So,
Well,
just
for me,
find
it was,
somebody you can find on the phone and try to work a program that way.
that's what I did.
And a lot of
with
people get their
Excel.
license, but they plan to move there, right?
No, I don't plan on moving there. I plan on flying back and forth. Or driving. It used to be 23 and a half hours from door to door. We had 2 hotels down there in Altamont Springs for 17 years. So I know Central, but this is all Naples, where all the Minnesota people go.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people there. I want just a winter place down there, and then still keep my focus here. I want to keep my home. I want to stay in my neighborhood, and I want to get busy. Now that, the last 8 years have been really hard for me, with Barry in a hospital bed in the living room. And now that he's gone, I got rid of the bed, and now I'm getting rid of his stuff. It takes a while to recover from that. I the other day on Fat Tuesday, I said, "How many pancakes do you want?" And he didn't answer. He's gone, So I'm kind of in transition, but I want to get active. I want to stay in the business, and I've got a lot to offer. I've got some incredible leads. I did hook up with Neil. He is running a Hennepin County campaign for me with his group that's going to kind of take over the Home Partners of America for now, because they've kind of dropped off the face of the earth at the moment. Rosie's off the road, and things are a little rough.
Well, they're offering less than retail now. So they want to lowball all their offers and try to go in like.
Well, we lost an agent, Randy Purdy Eckford. She presented 6 or 8 offers with Home Partners under Neil, and not one of them was accepted because we're lowballing. We're not talking a few dollars. We're talking 50,000.
Yeah, 50,000 less than asking.
Yeah. So, and Divvy is about at 20,000 under. So those things aren't working right now.
Oh.
But
Maybe
Neil,
off of this program, we can talk about evolving your lead source or getting you teamed up with somebody to hone in on those and create some actual sales out of it.
well, that's what I want to do. And that's where I call it the Henry Ford plan for me. I want 1% of 100 deals instead of 100% of one deal at my point in time.
If you got 1,000 doctors, you should have 10 closings this year.
Well, I've got more than that. Right now, my database has 2,200 people in my CRM, and I've got another 2,200 to put in there. I'm reluctant to do that. We can talk about that at another time.
For sure. Amy, do you have anything else on the radar to talk about, or does anybody?
I do
Any
not
questions
have
on
any.
it?
I am a new agent, brand new agent. This is my 3rd agent meeting, but I didn't have any new agent orientation training yet.
ABC doesn't do new agent orientation. Sometimes we do them on webinars, but I think we're redoing our pamphlet because some technology changed, so she could probably do an in-person one in a week or 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to reach as many new agents as we can. So we're getting a list together of all the new agents. So that way we can cover as many people at one time as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's March, so we've got 25 new agents since January 1st. I suppose we should probably have an in-person thing because I don't think we've had one since. I don't know. So, whatever. We've been doing webinars for so long. So, okay, you'll see an email from us having something at one of our offices, probably St. Louis Park on the 7th floor. And then you can go and show up there.
Okay. Thank you.
Have you put your list together of people that you can start reaching out to about real estate?
No.
That is something you could start with, is getting that list of people put together and getting it out there that you are newly licensed in real estate. So that way we can start getting you some leads.
Okay. Mhm. Thanks.
You know, I don't know. Some people are going to need to listen to this stuff, but if anybody on here, I can take a look at everybody on the call later and look at activity. So, you know, you don't have to do this, but I did find like there's some books at realtor.com or no, at the Minnesota Association of Realtor that anybody can rent. I was going to point them out because there's like a certain chapter, maybe 6, and it starts with what you need to do from step 1 to after you found an office to sell some real estate. And one of the first things in there is something that, you know, like a long time ago, I was trying to show people, I go, you don't think you have a database, give me your cell phone. And we can take that cell phone, download the names, address, or names and phone numbers and emails that you've ever put in there over the last 20 years. And boom, you got a database of 180 people or 800 people or whatever is in there. And then we can upload that to Chime or some CRM and just start communicating with them. So there's, I think at the New Agent Orientation program, we'll print off some of those pages and somebody can go read them. But, you know, it's like you can tell somebody to do something 10 times. It's up to you to go do them. And so if you know, we can hand off this book to read, anybody can go to the Association of Realtors and electronically check out books on how to sell real estate. So there's about 4 or 5 that talk about specifically your first year in real estate. And they kind of called like make 100,000 in the first year, but it's a step-by-step of things that have been done to create a blueprint for you to have a plan. And I know one of the first things in there is to try to take a look at anybody you might know through your social network or the contacts in your phone, the contacts in Facebook, and try to assemble a list called your sphere of influence. And it's the best place to start to get referral business. You'll need to let everybody know you sell real estate now. I mean, Amy can try to go over that. You know, we're not coaches. This isn't Keller Williams. We're not going to get everybody on the phone every Tuesday and throw money around. So you're going to have to do a few things on your own or possibly join a team if it helps.
Mhm. Okay.
But I think Amy could have a training in 2 weeks for sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
I
seen
want to check up on our.
Maximo, do you have any listings or buyers that you wanted to talk about or anything, any topics you wanted to talk about?
Is that Pinto? Hey,
You're muted.
unmute him. Press *6.
How you doing?
Attaboy.
Hi.
Good.
I'm all good. I'm still working with I got tons of leads from my business, so I'm getting to the point that I'm getting very busy. But when I get a chance, I will communicate more and I will try to go through some buyers because I got, as I told Randy, I got a lot of buyers from the Wilmer area, St. Cloud area, and from the city. So probably I'm going to need help in the close future with some listings that I will have in all those areas because it's really, they're really apart from each other. But so,
Did you
but
get
I'll
a
let you
desk
know.
in that space in Wilmer?
I still have that space in Wilmer. Yeah,
Cool.
I have it all year round. So,
Sweet.
yeah. So, but all good so far.
Well, nice meeting
Maybe
you.
I'll let Amy give away another NRG jacket at the New Agent Orientation. I got a handful here. I'm going to have to wait till next winter to give them away.
Bigger size.
Maybe we'll do some open house signs with the open house coming up.
Yeah, I just had a quick.
Well, Andrew, that's pretty cool that you had all those people show up on that open house. But, you know, St. Louis Park is a high traffic area.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
have like 10 signs out or anything, or did you just advertise?
Yeah, we put signs out. So we put signs out, but it honestly, I think they just saw it via the open house, you know, the system, wherever they were looking, realtor.com, Zillows of the world.
Oh, yeah.
I did one. We sold one in Plymouth as well, which was Wayzata School District, and that was a complete zoo. That sold in February, I think, but same thing, 12 offers, could have had 40 offers, sold well over asking price, but did an open house and it was mayhem. So yeah, there's people looking, there's still just not enough houses out there.
Do you got a system set up to try to get people to give you their name and number, or do you not really do that?
Yeah, I will say so. When I first started, I was pretty aggressive, and I was doing 4 open houses a weekend. And I was finding buyers doing that. Then I started getting a little busy, and I kind of got off the open house thing. But my recommendation for individuals, I think, because that's the tough thing, is getting the phone number, just the contact info for them. So, I've got a kind of a fun sign up sheet, but that's at the front, and that's where I'm at. And I simply tell everyone, that the seller would prefer that everybody signs in when they come in. That makes it less awkward of saying, hey, fill this out. So you can kind of have a fun little, back and forth with them, but at the same time, just letting them know that the seller prefers that they sign in before they visit the property. So you've got the info. The only other thing I'd mention for anyone new on the call, because I think Randy had said not many people are using Chime.
Yep.
I don't know how I would follow up with people without a CRM. I mean, I don't know how many contacts I've got in there. I am by no means the expert on Chime, but I've got it set up so at the very least, like, people I don't even know are getting market reports every month or so. And then, if I get anything helpful, I've got it categorized so that I can easily send out 100 emails versus individually. And I do get, you get contacts that reach out that you either don't know or met a long time ago, and they pop up 2 years later and say, oh yeah, hey, I'm starting to look for a house again. So it takes work to figure out Chime and get it up and running, but then it does the work for you.
Do you utilize the open house sign up and within Chime?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, there's a way that you can link it to your open house and they can sign up, and then it drops all their information right into Chime for you
Oh, right in
as
Chime.
they're
Yeah, that's
signing up.
clever. Yeah, that's nice. That's clever.
Yeah, they become an instant registered buyer once they sign into the open house. You got a sign up sheet, however you're doing your thing. I keep using it, and you can enter it yourself, but that's just something that every CRM does this. It's just a matter of somebody looking at a CRM and learning it and actually using it and utilizing the tools that are available. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I've spent several years going, everything's in my head. I got it covered, and then it's just not. It's not organized as well. It doesn't give you a rigid schedule of tasks that you can do.
Well, and the AI with Chime is really nice too. Just that every so often it'll send out those automated things that you set up.
Well, the AI part will actually communicate with somebody, and all of a sudden they'll be asking to look at a house, and that's real nice. But you might just be referring to the automatic campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, the one thing I look at, I mean, there's a couple of things I look at within Chime, but the one, and I don't know what algorithm they've got, but it's helpful, is just their lead score, right? So it's got to be tied to them looking on the Zillows of the world or whatever the case is, that starts bumping their lead score up. And obviously, I know it's tied to your email. So if you start emailing back and forth, and there's probably keywords, it's bumping it up. But I think it's also certainly tied to some sort of social media activity that they've got going on.
Andy?
Right. How often they log in, how often they check the MLS, all that stuff. What's up, Lynn?
I wanted to ask Andy if the group has anybody taken the second step forward with Chime with their changing from a subdomain to a full platform. I think it's $30 a month extra. And I'm curious to know if anybody on the call has done that step. It seems to be an incredible step forward with different benefits with Chime.
I
don't know, but people that join the company nowadays are paying a subscription of $30 a month to access it, because we have $20,000 a year software that half the people that, 2/3 of the people that have a username haven't logged in. So it's like a value that's there that nobody really cares about. So, I mean, there's a lot of people here that can get access to Chime, but they choose to go use Boomtown, or they choose to use some other type of a CRM. It doesn't matter what you use, as long as it works, but you just got to use it if it's there. So this company is charging a small fee. I think it's $195 to get access to Chime if you call them yourself. So we got it set up for agents to get access for $30 to cover the cost of their seat. That's a huge deal. So for $30, it's basically nothing. One of the things I like even more than that, though, for people is listings to leads, because we got a discounted platform with them for like $20 a month. Normally it's 50 or something like that. And those guys that listings to leads say that you can generate leads for a couple bucks a lead. So I keep encouraging people to look at L2L also, but.
And you get a free trial.
Yeah, you get a free trial for 3 weeks if you ask, and you can try it out and then subscribe to it through our company if it doesn't work. But it's one of those things, like, if you're not going to do it and follow the steps and do it, like, start number one, putting together your database. I mean, you can talk about all the technology until I'm blue in the face. The only other thing, Liz, on Chime would be like a lead generation campaign. Or activating the AI bot on your account. Those things cost money. But that's why Chime has a minimum of like $400 a month for their campaigns, which is a fruitful campaign. But if somebody doesn't have that budget, you could get into listings to leads for 60, 70, 80 a month. That's $20 subscription and like a $50 a month advertising fee. I mean, you got to try something, right? Unless you're like Maximo and got tons of leads from referrals. Andrew sells a lot, and I don't know exactly how much in advertising, but his wife and him teamed up. A lot of people just work off referral business, but they're out there, right? They got that type of a personality, and let everybody know, hey, that's what I do.
Yep.
I'm going to have to cut out in a couple of minutes. If anybody has anything, you guys could stay on. I don't know. Good to see a few of you. We haven't. I like the idea. Well, when Francis is around, we're going to have a decent thing for sure. So hopefully we'll get another 100 people together and shake some hands.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I just had a quick question for the group while I got people on the phone. And this could be a quick offline question too. It's administrative, but in Authentisign, is there a way to bundle documents so I don't need to send 8 separate things to somebody?
Yeah. I will show you right now. I will share my screen and show you.
That would be
awesome.
Awesome.
One more thing. So while Amy does that, Authentisign does it, but that Suite Assist does it where we're uploading our transactions. I'm going to point the NRG admin URL to it still because, but right now we outsource them because they have unlimited data and you guys can send like videos through it. I mean, it has some tools in there, but one of them is it might be easier sometimes to use their document signing tool.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's 2 resources. I know I've got people out in Maryland and they have to pay extra through their MLS for Authentisign, so they have to use something like this. Amazing.
I'm just getting it loaded up here.
Yeah, well, I haven't learned how to do this yet. I don't know, but I figured it was about time.
Yeah, so here's a little built-in training to the huddle. Nice. I'd like to see. Does anybody ever have agents that ask about the company? We have some handouts that are a handful of pages that show what we offer. If anybody ever wants that, just got to ask us for it.
Perfect. So if you even just start a new transaction, I'll just do. So have you ever known about the templates that you can do? Because then you can actually have all your sheets dropped into one. Otherwise, residential listing. I know my mom doesn't have a recent one. Uh, I don't know her property ID, but I mean, I have those things memorized in the back of my head. So it's just like you're entering any of your listing or paperwork.
Well,
It's
she's doing
actually
that. I'm gonna send an email and I'm gonna ask somebody to try to pull out the clip on how to do it in Suite Assist too. So if your transaction's uploaded there, I think you can easily cut out PDFs and put them in an order and send them out. Like last thing you probably want is to learn two methods, but Suite Assist, it's really cool. When I saw it, I was like, that's easy as heck.
So it's on here. You can add all of your forms on here. So agency listing. This is right. So there we go. So we'll just add these three for right now. And then once you have them all filled out, we'll just say we'll send this one. So when you go sending it to signing, send a new AuthentiSign. It's got to load here. Over here under documents, you add your other documents that you want to send in the packet. So you can also upload the disclosures, the seller disclosures, and then it'll add it as a document as well. And then all of this is in just one signing document.
Hello.
And then, yep, you just add those. Or you can upload if you had one filled out that you didn't have that was not electronic. You can upload those, add those, but then it just sends it all as that single document.
Now,
not gonna-
Amy, is this search bar under AuthentiSign on MLS, or is this part of Suite Assist?
This is on MLS. This is on Transaction Desk.
Okay, so you do it there, but then from there it downloads to Suite Assist?
No, I
No.
think that's what
Two
there was a
separate platforms.
Yep, that was the question, yeah, last week is they don't run together, but then you just upload the documents into Suite Assist. Randy's gonna be looking for the email on how to do this in Suite Assist, if you'd prefer to do it in Suite Assist.
I'm gonna have the staff cut a short video on just doing that piece after you upload documents there, and then they'll be uploaded in the library on Suite Assist. They'll probably take a day or two.
Well, that's great. That's great. Progress is being made, right, everybody?
Did that answer your question, Andy?
Yeah, that's perfect. I appreciate it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. The only thing that it is then in that single file. So if you need to pull any separate documents, you basically have to like print a PDF or somehow have some breakup of that, unless you don't, if you don't mind the large file.
Amy, I do have one question for you about a decent referral form. We really don't have a halfway decent one that's in our archives.
I thought we had one on Suite Assist. Let me just double check and I can show you which one it is here.
I mean, a referral form for a client, for a customer, or a
No,
agent?
for an agent to agent. You know, like Andy, if you wanted to
Send
do
you.
some
Yep.
business on your end of town and I had 50 listings that I'd like to give you,
Yeah.
I'd like to have a contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we got.
we've got a couple of them. We've got this one.
You can just
Um,
edit that.
and then we've got with comment. So this shows you how to fill it out.
Okay, so where do I find that? Now I go to Suite Assist to Office
Docs.
Docs.
Yep.
Okay,
They
'cause I
even
can
have
hardly read
the
that.
DOX format,
That's
so
the
you
new
can
NRG
download it.
admin.
Okay. Very good. That's a nice addition. Thank you. I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah, anybody
If
else have
anybody's familiar with NRG admin, I'm gonna go into GoDaddy and forward that domain over to this one.
Great. Well, Randy, thank you for being on the call today. And I'm hoping that we can spar or I don't know how you attract more agents. We've got a lot of agents that could have a lot of input. Andy, thank you so much for your comments today. I'm glad you came on board.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
Very good. Anybody else have anything else they wanted to add?
No, go sell some
No,
houses.
have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
What's that, Andrew?
I say go sell some
Everybody
houses,
have a happy
everybody.
Tuesday.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now. Have a great week.
Bye,
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys. Have a great day.
Have a
Thank
great day.
Bye now.